Section 900 Service in high-rise residential buildings. 901 General. This type of service is designed for high-rise residential buildings where individual electric metering is installed on upper building levels. The electric supply to upper levels may be secondary or primary voltage. A customer desiring such a system for a high-rise residential building shall contact the CPS Energy Customer Service Representative for proper coordination. The general requirements for such installations are outlined herein. Refer to definition of high-rise building. 902 Secondary voltage distribution system. Refer to figure 901. This type of installation typically involves a three-phase CPS energy transformer located outside at ground level supplying customer-owned service equipment located outside or inside of building. Customer-owned service equipment supplies riser feeders to CPS energy-approved meter rooms located on every third floor and also supplies all house loads within building. Note: house loads shall be metered separately and such metering equipment shall be located at the customer service equipment location. 902 CPS energy service voltage supply. Service voltages will normally be supplied by CPS Energy from a three-phase pad mount transformer whose installation shall be in accordance with Section 1000 and Figure 1002. Voltage supplied by CPS Energy will be 208Y/120 volt, 4-wire Y system. Note: customer shall be responsible for providing the necessary load information to verify that all 3-wire, single phase taken for residential loads from this 4-wire Y system is balanced. 902 Customer-owned service lateral and conduits. Customer will be responsible for furnishing and installing the service lateral and conduit, from CPS Energy-owned transformer to their service equipment. Note: where the service lateral is to be installed to service equipment located indoors, conductors shall be installed in a manner that will render them outside of the building and shall terminate immediately upon entering an electrical room approved by CPS Energy. Refer to definition of conductors outside of building. 902 Customer-owned service equipment. Customer shall furnish, install, and maintain service equipment at a readily accessible location approved by CPS Energy outside or inside of building. A. Provisions for tenant loads. Customer-owned service equipment shall be designed and used to supply feeder risers to metering equipment located in CPS Energy-approved meter rooms located on every third floor within building. Customer shall be responsible for balancing all tenant loads on the 208Y/120 volt, 4-wire Y service supplied by CPS Energy. B. Provisions for house loads. Customer-owned service equipment shall be designed with an isolated and dedicated compartment for CPS Energy metering equipment that will be used to separately meter house loads. Customer shall supply house loads with 208Y/120 volt, 4-wire Y service from customer-owned service equipment. Refer to Section 1800 for requirements of metering equipment in customer-owned switchgear. Exception: where justified by demand load, and with special approval of CPS Energy, house loads may be supplied from a separate 480Y/277 volt, 4-wire Y transformer supplied by CPS Energy. Customers' 480Y/277 volt service equipment shall be co-located with customers' 208Y/120 volt service equipment. Metering for house loads served with this type of service may be located at the transformer secondary or at customer's service equipment location. 902 4-feeder risers supplying meter rooms. Each feeder riser raceway shall include all of the ungrounded, phase, conductors plus the neutral conductor, and the conductors shall extend into the disconnecting device ahead of grouped meters in each meter room. A. Feeder conductors. Conductors shall be sized and supported as specified by the NEC. Customer shall be responsible for submitting calculations to the CPS Energy Customer Service Representative that verifies the voltage drop at metering equipment does not exceed 25%. Refer to Section 300. B. Feeder raceways. The raceways used for the feeder conductors inside building shall be rigid metal conduit, RMC, or intermediate metal conduit, IMC. Where busway is used, it shall be non-ventilated and accessible for maintenance by CPS Energy. Raceways shall be continuous from the source of supply taken at customer's service equipment on the ground floor to customer's disconnecting device ahead of metering in pre-approved meter room on every third floor. All couplings shall be threaded. 925 meter room disconnecting means, device. Customer shall furnish, install, and maintain a readily accessible fuse disconnect switch or circuit breaker in meter room ahead of group metering equipment. Disconnecting means shall be installed within 6 feet of point of penetration by customers' feeder conductors into meter rooms. A modular metering unit's main disconnecting means shall be acceptable for this purpose. 926 metering equipment. Customers' design drawings shall include proposed metering equipment on the load side of meter room disconnecting means that will be used to supply tenant loads, refer to Article 904. 903 Primary Voltage Distribution System. Refer to Figure 902, where customer determines that it is not feasible to have a secondary voltage distribution system and still meet CPS Energy's voltage drop requirements in a high-rise residential building, then customer may request a primary voltage distribution system. This type of installation typically involves a primary 3-phase pad mount switchgear and 3-phase pad mount transformer installed by CPS Energy at ground level outside of building. The primary 3-phase pad mount switchgear will supply single-phase transformer rooms located on every third floor for tenant loads, and the 3-phase pad mount transformer will supply customer-owned service equipment at a CPS Energy approved location for house loads. Note 1. House loads shall be metered separately, and such metering equipment may be located at the transformer secondary or at customer's service equipment location. Note 2. CPS Energy will not offer a primary voltage distribution system unless a minimum of 6 transformer rooms are required, and each transformer room shall serve 3 floors with a combined load not to exceed 250 kVA. 903 1 Easements for CPS Energy equipment. Easements shall be as specified by CPS Energy and will be required for all CPS Energy equipment located outside and inside building. 903 2 Primary voltage duct line and conductors to CPS Energy equipment outside building. Customer shall furnish and install the underground duct line that is used to contain the primary voltage conductors from the CPS Energy distribution line to the primary 3-phase pad mount switchgear/transformer on customer's premises. Its installation shall be in accordance with Section 1000. CPS Energy will furnish, install, and maintain the primary voltage conductors to the primary 3-phase pad mount switchgear/transformer equipment.